a long legal battle with the Ghana Football Association involving a case of a player who was, according to the earlier release from the disciplinary committee, was fraudulently registered with two defendants, Daniel Goza and Kujo Mensah, after the FA had initially ruled that Dreams FC were not guilty of registering the player. A complaint was made to CAS, that is CAS, Court of Arbitration for Sport, and the ruling came that a committee should be reconstituted to look into the case. And they came out with a ruling on Wednesday that Dreams FC should be, should I say, demoted to the Division 1. What was the initial stand of Dreams FC, or what was the immediate reaction of Dreams FC when you heard this release?
Thank you very much. Actually, we of Dreams FC received this ruling with a bit of shock, and it was also interesting, and we said it's a sham because the actual matter, the real matter, has not been dealt with. And if you look at the CAS award, there were two separate issues. When you look at the paragraph 99 and you look at paragraph 100, you will realize that the paragraph 99, it was a suggestion that was made. I think it was in 3 levels. The first one was suggestions as to the reconstitution of the appeals committee. And then there was another suggestion that also indicated that the prosecutor should also work on the registration and other things. Okay. Now, if you go to the 100, where the target conclusions, it indicated clearly that the appeals committee should work with GFA regulations. So, at all times, we believe that we are working with the GFA regulations. And GFA regulations are very clear on certain issues. And one is service of the statement of case or service of protest, service of any particular document that you send to the GFA. If there's an adversary, that particular document should be served on the other party by the GFA itself. And the general regulations, it was provided in, I think, Article 37.4.
Yes.
That it should be served by the GFA on the other party.
Yes.
When this matter was remitted back to the GFA to deal with it, the GFA wrote a letter to Tema Youth, and the same letter was also addressed to Dreams FC, indicating that this was a CAS decision, and the CAS decision indicates that Tema Youth should file its statement of case. Then we should respond within 3 days. Now, Tema Youth filed a statement of case, I think in October 26 or something.
Yes.
Yes. And it was not served on Dreams FC. Rather, they sent wrong information to the public as if Dreams FC did not want to appear before the committee. So we wrote a letter to the GFA referring them to Article 37.4 for the proper thing to be done. And indeed, on 15th November,
what proper thing were you expecting them?
That the GFA should serve us with the statement of case of Tema Youth.
So in other words, the GFA did not give you that letter, but it was in the public domain that Dreams FC were invited to appear before the committee that was on November, is it 7th or 9th? But yes. Unfortunately, you didn't appear.
Yeah, because we have not been served with any statement of case. So what will our appearance do to the committee? Then we don't have anything before them, and they have not served us anything. So that's why I'm quoting the date of the letter, that on 15th November 2016, the GFA wrote to us, signed by one Isaac Ado, the acting general secretary, admitting the fact that they have not served us, and duly served us per that letter. So when we were served with that letter, that is where we realized that the statement of case of Tema Youth was not on the appropriate GFA prescribed form for review matters. And secondly, we realized that they have not paid the appropriate fees. And it's in the GFA regulations that you should file it on appropriate form and pay the appropriate fees before the committee will be seized with the jurisdiction to deal with the matter. And if you go back to the conclusions of the CAS, paragraph 100, it says we should deal with this matter in accordance with the GFA regulations, meaning that once they have remitted it to the GFA, all regulations and all statutes, whatever procedures we have and the rules, the laws we have as GFA must be used.
So does it mean that the ruling from the reconstituted appeals committee did not use the FA regulations?
Yes. Now I'm progressing. So we file a preliminary objection on notice to the committee that this is what we have realized. So they are not seized with jurisdiction to deal with Tema Youth case. Then they invited us to appear before them on a Tuesday. So the Tuesday we went, it delayed, and they said they are making some photocopies, some other things. So at the end of the day, it was adjourned to Wednesday. So during the Tuesday sitting that we realized that it's a new appeals committee.
Let me get something clear here.
Yeah.
Because from what the FA released inviting Dreams FC and Tema Youth, you were supposed to sit for 2 days, on the 29th and the 30th. So are you saying that on the 29th, you were not able to meet the appeals committee?
We met them.
And it was adjourned to Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Okay.
And that day that we realized that there are new people sitting on the panel. So there was an introduction. That's where we also gleaned from the introduction that there were new people. So we went to find out actually whether there is one appeals committee or there's a parallel appeal committee. And our checks revealed that there are two appeals committees.
No, but when you met them initially, before this reconstituted appeals committee was set up, those that decided against Tema Youth when they came back appealing the initial ruling from the disciplinary committee, were they different from the people you met on Wednesday?
That is so. They were different people. This one is chaired by lawyer Cosmas Ampengno. Yes, and assisted by, I think, Kisia Jabin, lawyer Kisia Jabin, and I think Professor Denkabi, Dr. Bella. The members were different. So when we did our checks and realized that there's a parallel appeals committee, which then means they have 20 membership, which is against the GFA statutes. So when we came back on Wednesday, we asked the committee that we will make an oral preliminary objection to their capacity or their existence per Article 42(2)(1).
And what was the reaction?
Yes, they agreed. So we made our oral preliminary objection, and it was duly recorded. Then they let Tema Youth to respond, and after the response, they asked us to excuse them for them to give a ruling on it. So when we were called back, the ruling was they have the capacity. And we say, can you give us the reasons? He said he will incorporate his reasons in the main document. And it is trite learning. When your capacity is attacked, how can you now let us submit ourselves to your committee and put your reasons in the main? It's a preliminary issue. It's not part of the main matter. It is never done anywhere. It's not lawful.
So since it's unlawful, what is Dreams FC doing?
Very good. So we told them that we should be recorded that we want the reasons because it's not an alpha and omega type of thing, so that we can take a decision on their reason.
So what decision do Dreams FC intend to
take
when you get their decision? Yeah,
we've applied for the reasons. And based on the reasons that they will give us, we either appeal against that decision, or if the reasons they give us is something that we accept, then we go ahead and submit ourselves to them. And even before this ruling.
So for now, you've not submitted yourselves to them and they've already confirmed Dreams FC demoted?
That is what has happened. And that's why we are saying it's funny. Because in any proper adjudication process, when a preliminary objection is raised and you deal with the preliminary objection, it's not final. We have a right of appeal to your decision. So just running around, jumping even our other objection or notice that we gave you about the appropriateness of the Tema Youth statement of case, you have not even dealt with that one. And you jump and go and deal with the substantive matter. You have not listened to us.
So what is actually the intent of Dreams Act? Because as we speak, in exactly 10 days, GFA will go to Congress. And when they go to Congress, that is where they are likely to confirm the ruling from the reconstituted appeals committee. Within this short period, how will Dreams FC ensure that the FA do not make that decision?
Yeah, actually, we have said over and over again that we are going strictly by the GFA regulations. Now, looking at the regulations, you realize that it was an appeal, a review panel decision. So it cannot be reviewed in Ghana any longer.
So we are also heading to CAS, CAS?
That is what is enshrined in our regulations. Now, concerning the ruling they have come out with, if you look at the paragraph 10, it concerns what we call one Dose, who is an official of Dreams FC. They have banned him for 10 years.
For 5 years.
For 5 years. Yes. Is it not funny? Because if they are going by the CAS award, look at the suggestions on the paragraph 99. He said they should refer the matter to the prosecutor. Appeal panel. Is the appeal panel the prosecutor for GFA? For you to punish somebody, ban the person without listening to the person, natural justice. The rules of natural justice, does it allow it? That should tell you how bogus this decision is. You have not listened to the person, you have not charged the person.
Let me get one thing clear here. When Daniel, when Kojo Mensah and Daniel Goza, the names came up, and then the ruling from the disciplinary committee said Tema Youth or Dreams FC were not guilty of committing of any crime, or they were not guilty of any wrongdoing.
Yes.
The CAS said the reasoning puzzled them. If what I read was right, that the reasoning of the disciplinary committee was a puzzle to them because they didn't understand the role of a whistleblower. That was a question they asked. Is Dreams FC reacting because they are also now at the losing side of a ruling from the appeals committee?
We don't see it. It is a losing side at all, because the matter has not been heard.
But
we are at the preliminary stage. We have raised a preliminary objection on 2 levels. We have raised it. You have ruled on one.
Okay, so let me.
You have not even brought your reasons for the ruling, and you say you have gone to hear the substantive matter.
Let me get one thing clear here. When the case was as CAS, the league was ongoing. Does it mean that Dreams FC will apply for CAS to also hear the case whilst Tema Youth is also playing the Premier League?
Let me give you some area of interest. You know, we should be careful if we look at Tema Youth case as against the GFA at CAS as the same one that probably we Dreams FC will take to CAS. We have participated in the 2015-2016 league as a bona fide member who has qualified from a zone of the Division 1.
Zone 3.
Yes, of Division 1 and played in the league. So our playing in the league was as legal and was our right, and we have played in that league and we are in the league. We have not been relegated.
But they
So
demanded that Dreams should be removed.
You know, that's the funny aspect I'm trying to explain to you. So if we are in this league and they are supposed to play a league that we are part of already, we have a case before CAS. We have grounds for CAS to listen to our, what do you call it, whether they should hold the league and hear our matter to completion or not. As of the time Tema Youth went to CAS, they were not participating in the Premier League. They were not.
But
so you cannot go.
To stop.
Yes, that's why their injunction application was declined. They were not part of the league. So why do you stop it?
So are you certain that CAS will give you an injunction so that the League 2 will not proceed if your name is removed from the 2016?
Exactly, because if the appeals committee, the review panel, has refused to hear us and has gone out to give this decision, and we are already part of the 2016-2017 league, how can the league start in our absence?
But who actually is the problem surrounding this thing? Were Dreams FC aware that the such player or the said player was called Daniel Goza?
I will not go into the nitty-gritties of this particular matter. As of the time Dreams FC played in the 2015-2016 league, Dreams FC had not been banned or been what word should I use? They were not guilty of any offense of any type of registration. It went to disciplinary committee, they were cleared. It went to appeals committee, they were cleared. It went to review panel, they were cleared.
But let's get something clear here.
So if you are trying to ask whether A or B happened at that time, I will tell you, by the decisions of the GFA adjudication bodies, as of the time we played in the 2015-2016 league, they were not guilty of any offense. Will you agree with me?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yes. So what are we talking about now?
But lawyer, you are a lawyer though, so you know all those things. Sometimes it happens that maybe you go to court and loses, you go to another court
and you go.
But often there may come a time you become the winner.
You see, that is one aspect of it. But what I want to tell you now is, they have remitted the matter back to the FA
to use their own regulations.
It's there, black and white.
Yes.
So we are saying this is the regulations. If we are giving a ruling, give us the reasons for us to decide what to do. So then you jump and conclude. So what I'm saying is, this decision is not born out of hearing of the matter itself. We believe that probably it was already written in somebody's pocket and just splash it on us.
So how soon do you expect to get this ruling? Because if what we are told is anything to go by, the league will start on December 18.
We are telling you, we will use the regulations of the FA to press home our rights. And we will do it. For that one, we promise the whole country. And we promise our supporters. This is not a matter we are going to sleep over it. We hope, maximum by close of work Monday, we will come out with how we want to proceed in this matter. That is one. We are expecting the reasons for the first ruling, our preliminary objection. Now, we in the legal team, we are going to meet and look at all the circumstances and take a firm decision as to how we will move forward in this matter.
You've already said...
I've told you that it's an appeal, a review panel. So definitely the next line is not with the GFA any longer.
Yes.
I've told you that.
Yes.
And also there's what we call a natural justice issue even in their ruling.
No, you were even challenging the locus of that
committee.
Yes. So why do you think that this committee didn't have the right to even hear the case in the first place?
Yeah, that's what I've explained to you. I say if you go to the GFA statutes, that is the supreme rule. That's the statutes. When you go there, you look at Article 42(2)(1). It is clear that the appeals committee shall consist of 10. So if at the end of the day you have a parallel appeals committee, then your membership is 20. So which of them should you deal with? Maybe it violates its own regulation.
But let's get something clear. The other committee that sat on the case earlier were they seated among the people you met on Wednesday?
No, they were not seated. You don't need.
You are saying they are 20. That's what I want to get very clear.
Yes.
You are saying they are 20. But if you realize that the initial committee, which were 10, were not part of it, it means that the other people you met were 10, but not 20.
Let me explain this to you. You have a regulation, you have a statute that deals with appointments, the number of membership, and all those things. So it's not about the sitting. If you read the article very well, you understand that they shall consist of 10 members.
In other words, they should have dissolved the first one they had before this committee
can be appointed,
giving a mandate to.
Yes. Now that they have not dissolved it, and I'll tell you, anybody who comes here or come out to tell this country, the discerning members of the country, that the GFA dissolved that committee and the members are aware their committee is dissolved, I will raise my hand and say it's a big lie, because it has not been done. We've spoken to members of that committee, some of them, and they have confirmed that they have not been, their committee has not been dissolved.
If the league is starting on the 18th of December, is Dream FC going to be part?
I'm telling you for sure. And maybe it will not start on the 18th.
Why do you think so?
Yeah, because this matters, do you think it's going to be resolved within this short time? That is our fear. That's why the committee should have taken its time to go through everything so that we will be clear as to how to move to deal with the matter. But they didn't. And they decided to do what pleases them. They don't have that power to do that.
If they do what pleases them again by just removing Dreams FC and fixing Tema Youth,
I think where you are trying to dwell on is whether we will go to court and seek injunction or whatever. I think that's what that power to do that.
If they do what pleases them again by just removing Dreams FC and fixing Tema Youth,
I think where you are trying to dwell on is whether we will go to court and seek injunction or whatever. I think that's what. Why don't you just say it straight away?
That's actually what I'm asking for.
Yeah, no, I think that is a decision that will be taken if we are pushed to the wall. But then it will not be Dreams FC for all you know. But then there is a member whose rights has been trampled on. Who can take that action?
So it wouldn't be Dreams FC.
Yes.
An injunction on the
Dreams FC. We will follow the regulations of the GFA.
And which member?
And go to CAS.
And which member are you saying that his right has been trampled upon?
I've mentioned it earlier. Ibrahim Dose, paragraph 10. You say you have banned him for 5 years, but you have not charged him. You have not listened to him.
So it will be Ibrahim Dose who will put an injunction on the league and not Dreams FC?
For all you know, his right has been trampled on. You charge somebody with an offense and you let the person defend himself. You have not charged him, you have not done anything, and you ban him. And the guy's whole life depends on football. You say you are banning him for 5 years. So where should you go and eat?
Ibrahim Dose defending himself. Has he got anything to stopping the league from going on?
Exactly.
How?
He can.
How?
I'm telling you today, because his whole life is dependent on football. You say you have banned him for 5 years and you are going to run football whilst he sits home, and he cannot get closer to anything football. Can he survive? I'm asking you. You see, so Dreams
FC will use the FA's regulations. They will
perfectly. We will go through it.
Dreams
to
FC
exhaust
will not
everything.
use his name too.
I'm not saying we.
Yes, you will not use your name to go to any court.
Don't say we will use our name.
You will not.
We will not go.
Yes.
As an entity.
As an entity to seek for an injunction on the league.
No, at all. But we can seek that injunction from CAS, as I've explained to you earlier on, which I've given you the grounds which were different from that of Tema Youth and that of Dreams FC.
Yes.
Because the league, if you look at even FIFA regulation on sporting integrity, demotion and promotion, you must have been part of the league. It has been played competitively. Are we saying that decision who's talking about the demotion, what was Tamayut seeking for? 3 points and 3 goals. Is it not so?
Yes.
Yes. At what time?
2014, 2015.
So 2015-2016 league was played and was played properly. There was no illegality about 2015-2016 league.
There was no illegality, but there was a pending case.
A pending case. That pending case never stayed the league. So if that league, association football, the mechanics are not like the ordinary mechanics out, whereby maybe is this property of